Folks, welcome back to the Punic War that history never recorded, but that I am fighting you through. So yes, this is the heir of Carthage, or I guess in this case, the heir of Rome, and we are fighting off the kind of regrouped Carthaginian army that's coming at us here with some mercenary Campanian cavalry, which I am not thrilled to face under any circumstances. I'm going to guard mode, and then I'm going to start tossing all my javelins into those mercenary Campanian cavalry. The enemy bodyguard is concerning, but he is of lesser concern to me than the Campanian cavalry, which is an exceptionally dangerous melee cavalry. Hugely powerful melee stats, especially against low armor units, but against anything really. So I'm gonna do my best to mow down the Campanian cavalry. I'm gonna actually come back and keep my distance with my general because the enemy missiles are likely to target me. I have to pour everything I've got into these Campanians. We cannot let them survive. We will not win if they survive. And we've got them down to about 30. And then I'd like to toss my javelins into the enemy javelins. But I'm worried about even leaving 20 of these guys around. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and spin my last few javelins into the enemy skirmishers. And I'm going to keep my own Principe back for as long as possible. Look at that. See that Campanian cavalry stabilized. I turned my fire away from them for just a second. There's only 6 left. They stabilize and they start owning.
The battle is turning in our favor.
At this point, as long as the enemy skirmishers use all their javelins on mine, I'm actually okay. Because we got rid of the Campanian cavalry. I've gotten a few of their skirmishers down. And there we go. We scored a win against the enemy bodyguard. There we go. I'm gonna make the enemy waste
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
all of its javelins. There we go. So now I'll just sit still. Their javelin men will have to discharge all their remaining javelins, and then they will not be able to finish the fight in a melee, which is exactly what I needed. So there we go. Victory. All right. So that's an important victory for us. We can just take the wealth off of it. I guess I probably should have killed the captives, to be honest, because they keep going away and hiring more mercenaries. In any case, someone told me too as well that when it comes to the auxiliary barracks, that you can recruit province-wide. However, each settlement could give you different ones, which is interesting because he was saying that Syracuse, for instance, would offer me Greek auxiliaries, and Lily Bayum would offer me some different options as well. So that's good to know, and I appreciate the Massilia wants military access. Heck no. Why would I give you military access? We have our North African invasion basically underway, and we've got a lot of money. We can certainly field another army at this point. I'm going to go ahead and see. Carthage has 11 defending units. I'd almost rather hit Thapsus first, but I'm at risk of being intercepted by an enemy fleet. See, those are transports. Those are transports. These transports are actually headed straight towards my own port. I'm just gonna go ashore, and honestly, we get some ladders. It's not many. It looks like 4 ladders, and I think we just go for Carthage here. Like, I know it's kind of lame in the sense that Carthage doesn't have a large army to protect itself. I agree, but I mean, it also kind of is what it is here. Let's go ahead and assault Carthage. All right, if I remember right, towers are gonna hurt us pretty bad. But I'm gonna give it a shot here, and I'm gonna go for the walls. I'm gonna try and capture these 2 towers. Towers will fire at you continually, even when not garrisoned in this game, so it's different from Warhammer, where someone does have to be garrisoning the tower in order for it to be effective. Though I haven't seen any tower fire yet, which is pretty fortuitous for me. We are going to take some javelins off of these Libyan javelin men. Yeah, now we're taking some tower fire here. So our Extraordinari are going to be good units for this because they're pretty well shielded and heavily armored. Oh boy, hold on. Enemy fleet just dropped off right in front of my face while I was talking to you all. And I'm getting peppered in the back with javelins. So we are going to move up and assault. Okay, so we're gonna come protect some of our troops. These Libyan hoplites aren't much of a match for my troops, but we're gonna need to get into the fight. I'm gonna come capture this tower right here. And let's come sweep away all these reinforcements with our cavalry. There's a Libyan javelin admiral right here. We're gonna take him out of the fight. We're gonna have to dig ourselves right into the heart of this reinforcing force. I'm gonna peel off a unit of Principe to attack over here. Alright, so we're crushing the reinforcements. I'm capturing off their tower. And I think I'm gonna go capture this gatehouse over here too. I might be able to sneak my cavalry in that way.
The battle is turning in our favor.
There we go. Well, actually, let's stay here and capture this tower, huh? It's coming under control of Rome. Taking out their javelin men here. Our Saki Extraordinari are being very resilient here. And I'm glad. Yeah, so very good resilience from my auxiliary troops. And let's come reinforce this fight here. I'm about to finish mopping up all their troops that reinforced from sea. Their javelin men are getting slaughtered here. And then I'm just going to go capture this tower. It's picking away, fortunately not causing too much damage. Again, the well-shielded, well-armored Extraordinari are holding up very well here. I'm gonna put some more pressure on. So the enemy reinforcements via sea strategy did not pan out. I'm gonna move these Principe up the ladders.
Hold position. Principes, on watch. We await your command.
This Saki Extraordinary got pretty beat up, but I mean, did an extraordinary job, to be honest. I'm gonna pull this one down here. I don't think any of my units are under missile fire at the moment, except for this one. These towers are pretty relentless, but yeah, we'll be alright. We're gonna capture this gatehouse here and take control of it. We've got more troops reinforcing up the ladders. There we go. So we're going to take firm control of the walls. I'm about to get a gatehouse open over here, so I'm going to move my cavalry and get ready to push through. Keep my general handy here. Huh? Are my guys getting... Yeah, they were getting stuck at the top of the ladder. Now they come shooting up. That's quite a jump there. What do we get? A lot of Carthaginian hoplites here, so that is unfortunate. I wonder if... Yeah, once the ladder's at the wall, we can't move it.
We have captured the gates.
Okay, we did end up capturing those other gates, so my cavalry is now free to move in. I'm gonna bring this Extraordinary down off the walls and see if I can get some reinforcements. This Saki Extraordinary is doing very, very well, despite the fact that it's surrounded by a lot of heavy infantry, so I need to get reinforcements to it as quickly as possible, and that I will do. Rome is mother to us all. Thank you for noticing. Okay, I've got that Extraordinary coming down, and we're going to bring this cavalry in through the gatehouse that we now control. Now remember, coming down from the walls is a bit longer of a process in Rome 2. It's not quite as streamlined as they've made it in Warhammer. Of course, it also looks far less realistic in Warhammer. But, you know, there's ups and downs to that, right? Carthaginian cavalry, hoplites. I mean, we should be able to cut through all their hoplites. Again, I've been very happy with the performance of these heavily armored Extraordinary in terms of using their shields and stuff to get us into this siege in a clean manner. I'm gonna go start capturing these points, assuming that the AI does not have units there. They very well might. I think I can follow this path out here and avoid most of the fire from that gate.
Principes!
I'm gonna bring this Principe unit down over here. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm gonna bring this next unit up as well. There we go. Alright, my cavalry is within the gates.
Ready to ride.
And I'm gonna bring it over and run some capture. Looks like some of them are taking the stupid way rather than swinging right by that tower, which is what some of them want to do. Alright, these Equites Extraordinari. Let's bring them down that direction. There we go. Now they're all pathfinding in the direction that I want. By taking some capture points, I think we can drop enemy morale. I mean, look how well these Extraordinari are holding out up here. They are finally starting to take some damage, but an impressive showing. I think I'm actually going to try and move them away from the fight and move the Principe in. That way I don't lose this unit in its entirety. But they did a spectacular job there. 239 kills. An impressive showing.
Melee infantry at your command. At speed. Principes.
Alright, I've got two
Service to Rome.
Principe coming in there, and we're getting a capture point here. I should be able to get in and go for this victory point as well, though they probably have the victory point garrisoned.
Extraordinary.
Okay, so the force of Roman arms is making itself known. Extraordinary are going to attack those Carthaginian hoplites. I'm going to take... Oops. Go ahead and attack. Attack there. And then come out of formation attack. Alright, I should have removed my troops out of formation attack a long time ago. Alright, we won the fight up here.
Yours to command.
Alright, how are we doing up here? I don't know if my cavalry can capture this without dismounting. I could just dismount real quick.
On your feet.
I don't think we're taking any tower fire where it's going to scare off our horses. That'll allow me to capture, and then we can just remount. Alright, it is looking quite good. I'm going to push more units down into this fight. Yep, we managed to get our Saki Extraordinari out of that fight, and we've now substituted in our Principe, who are starting to make their presence known. These two units of Principe are also going to do very, very well, and I've got more coming down to get into that fight, so that fight's going to end very quickly. We're going to remount our cavalry here. I sometimes wonder why they haven't added the mount-dismount feature to Warhammer. Could be kind of cool, to be honest. Like, I don't think it'd come in handy a whole lot, but there's certain scenarios where it'd be neat, like in a siege battle. You don't want them to fight mounted, for instance. There could be some really interesting scenarios there. Okay, we've got all of our guys remounted. Why are they taking, like, the pathfinding is so wonky sometimes in this game. Alright, whatever. Do what you will. Alright. These bold men of Carthage, bravely defending their homes, but pretty hopelessly outnumbered. And my cavalry is slowly working its way into the rear of the Roman formation. Plus, this is a victory point that we're moving up on. I'm going to take my tougher auxiliary cavalry, and I'm going to swing it into position. I say tougher, tougher in melee auxiliary cavalry, and I'm going to leave my shot cavalry to capture this point. I'm going to go ahead and dismount that unit, and I'll keep one unit mounted. And I'm going to come outflank the enemy troops. I have more troops outside the gates that obviously I could be working up the walls, but there's just no reason at the moment to do so.
Our horses
Our horses love blood. It's an odd thing for a horse to love, but I'm a fan. Alright, let's get into our flying wedge. Charge that Carthaginian cavalry from the flank. We just hit this mob unit with our auxiliary cavalry, and we should cut it down in a hurry. Usually Carthage was the one outflanking Roman forces with cavalry, so
Our enemy have lost a victory point.
I'm gonna flip this on its head here. We just took the victory point, so let's remount our cavalry. Come out of flying wedge now. Alright, so this fight is now going to turn heavily against the enemies here. I'm going to actually cycle this unit. Bring one equite this way, and another this way. Alright, we took out that mob. Yeah, and I'm going to let my units pull out and get ready to cycle. Alright, so I've got another flying wedge charge set up here. And then I've got a shock charge coming from the other flank as well. So we'll have 2 charges. So this should put a major dent in that Carthaginian cavalry. Yep, we've put the pinch on these guys real hard over here. So that's going to be a chain route, and then that's going to force a chain route of the remaining troops. So Roman legion successful in sieging Carthage quickly with minimal equipment because Carthage left it relatively unguarded. There's this one unit of Carthaginian hoplites that's kind of still holding out, though I don't expect that to last for long. There it goes. And that is a victory, folks. 1 Carthage, please. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all keeping it in prime condition for its new owner. We could loot Carthage. I mean, that would be very Roman of us. But instead, I'm just going to occupy it. Raising it would be pretty funny, too. All destructible buildings. You know what? Let's... All captives are killed, public orders reduced. Yeah, you know what? Previous owners will hate me. I'm going to raise Carthage. This is the Roman way. This is the way. Alright, so we raised Carthage. And now it's time for us to rebuild it in our own Roman image here. Wonder what kind of auxiliaries we get. Ooh, man. Now I'm really curious. I'm going to have to check it out. Let's go ahead and put a Field of Mars there, and then let's put in a consecrated ground that will turn into a Temple of Jupiter. So North Africa will hopefully start to fall under our control. There's a fair few enemy forces around, including this large fleet there, which is the reason why I was putting together a fleet, actually, though my fleet, to be honest, is quite crappy in comparison to that one, no doubt. And I was going to sneak up in here behind the Etruscan League. It says we're trespassing. Indeed we are. That's purposeful trespassing because I intend to get them and then backstab Carthage. Check this out here. A Celt-Iberian Confederation coming after Massilia. Some nice work, you Celt-Iberians. It looks like all of our public order is holding. We've got pretty good income. Like I said, I'm probably going to go ahead and raise another legion here. I mean, we should probably just go ahead and do it. Let's go to Rome and go ahead and raise another legion. Let's take a look at first our faction screen. Someone was saying these other nobles are part of our party, but they're not part of the family. So it could be interesting then for us to try and pull them in. See, Crispus has been fighting now, and he should start picking up some gravitas. And he's up to 32, so he's gonna start gaining gravitas as we win battles with him. I don't think, for instance, we can adopt this guy as a Sikh spouse, promote. So yeah, I might promote this dude and then pull him in. Sextus Octavius Volossus? I don't know. Let's see if we can pull him in. It says he's a general at Alalia? Is he now? Okay, well, he's already in. So never mind. He's the one that's been winning all these battles. Good. So we've already got him in place, so we don't have to worry about that. So then my armies are controlled right now by who I want, to be honest. So if I raise another army, I won't have anybody to control it, I don't think. Let's see what our options are if I go to raise forces. Papria, Junia, Junia, Cornelia. Papria, Cornelia. Yeah, so we don't have a general from our faction. We probably should then go ahead and get this guy married. Seek a spouse for him. And then let's have this lady seek a spouse as well. And we can probably use him for a general. Yeah, here he is. His name is Furious Helvetius Bibulus. I like it. He's furious, folks. Absolutely furious. And of course, these other factions hate our guts still. Let's go in here and see if we can secure a little loyalty. I'm gonna have to do the insert money here to avoid civil war politics. There we go. I'm gonna end up spending all my money on the politics screen here, so I'm gonna wait a turn to pull up any troops because I have to do that anyway. Fun stuff. Let's end our turn here. See what we come out with. Okay, Syracuse attacked from behind by the Navy. That's a smart move by Carthage. We're not really going to be able to put up a serious... hang on. Yeah, we are going to be able to put up a serious defense. You're darn straight we will. That Principe right there could take on quite a few of these guys. Those Illyrian Raiders, I don't know. They got a lot of javelins. I've got 4 javelins of my own, but if I move out into the open to try and hit these guys when they're landing, I mean, that's going to be trouble. I'd have only 4 units of javelins. I don't really feel like playing this tedious thing. I mean, I could probably win that if I could get the right circumstances, but it's just going to be a lot of weird trying to game the AI going on there, and I don't feel like messing with it. We'll get another army in place and take care of business. So, plus, as soon as I get Sardinia and Corsica taken care of here, that's going to help as well. There you go. Carthage strikes back. It wasn't all one-sided, right? Alright, we finished legal institutions. That should increase our funds. And let's take a look at the situation here. I'm going to raise a legion in Rome. We don't have the cohort organization to build this next one. Just fine. We can still get the Manipular Legion. What does this one do? Oh, okay. Gives us even more increased tax rate. Wealth from culture. Cultural conversion. I mean, this takes 17 turns to get to, but man, it really does help with corruption and stuff. Let's take a look at some of these other options. This is only 5 turns to get some different options here, like the Aqueduct, Stadium, Gladiator School. Let's go ahead and do that for 5 turns, and because I'm not in any huge rush to end up with the cohort organization. Here's our spy. Let's take her and get ready to do some spying on the Carthaginians. And then I'm going to attack Eulalia. I'm going to declare war here. And this looks like a pretty simple business of auto-resolve. Just a whole bunch of spears, really nothing much to see here. Let's go ahead and... Well, I don't know, I say that. They're going to try and damage my troops a whole bunch, so never mind. We'll take care of business in person. So get ready to kill some Etruscans. Alright, I've spread my troops out wide so that I can assault the settlement from basically every direction, and as well as keep my troops within range of some cavalry and range support, because I've made the mistake before, I think, of getting into these battles and then underestimating some reinforcements or something. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Like I said, I'm split up but I've got good coverage in every sector, essentially, so I'm going to fast forward for a second while my troops run forward into position to get ready to assault the town. I should say assault the town, because, you know, that's what we Romans do, right?
Romans, ready for duty. And waiting. Ave! Ready. Ordinem! Your orders. Quick march. Equites! Commander.
Okay. Got some skirmishers picking at me over here. It's a levy slinger unit. I'm going to move my Velite up to cover.
Equites!
There's a lot of skirmishers coming into the back of the map.
Melee troops. In service to Rome.
So I want to push them. Apparently I forgot to deploy my Triari. My bad.
We await your command.
Wouldn't be a Heir of Carthage battle without forgetting something. Okay, I've got the attention of their infantry here. I'm gonna pull over here and try and do a little outmaneuver. Let's push further up this corridor and bring my cavalry further to the rear of the field. I'm gonna get in here behind this Italian spearman. Taking some pretty heavy slinger fire here, but the enemy is giving ground to me here that I'm gonna take advantage of. This levy slingers actually just came right into me. I'm gonna try and intercept this levy slinger before it can get to the capture point. These Principe are absolutely slicing down that spear unit. I've got another cavalry unit that can break through now over here, and I'm gonna do the same here. Okay, yeah, so we got a fight going there. I'm gonna actually send these Hastati in that direction. We've caught up with this levy slinger. There's another levy skirmisher there I'm gonna catch up with. And then I've got reinforcements on the way, so things looking good here, looking very good in fact. We've got basically every engagement the way that we want it at the moment.
Sons of Mars.
My cavalry's running amok in the backfield.
Ready and waiting.
I'm gonna go take out some of these levy units. These are just more, oh, those are skirmishers. We'll want to push through and get those skirmishers.
Romans, ready for duty.
Okay, keep pushing units forward. Let's go ahead and attack the Italian noble cavalry. That is a powerful unit. Got into those levy skirmishers. Alright, pushed through into those skirmishers. The skirmishers scare me a lot because they have a significant bonus versus large. So I do not want to allow them an opportunity to be effective. The Italian noble cavalry fled away after taking a face full of Pila, and now they're going to be surrounded. We've got this blob surrounded, and soon enough I'll have this blob surrounded as well. Those Italian spearmen can't hold out forever there.
Swift melee cavalry.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Taking a few javelins right over here. Let's pull out of that fight. Alright, yep, the Italian noble cavalry is now completely surrounded. Took out that unit. And rear charge there, rear charge here. Alright, so all the enemy skirmishers are being annihilated. So it predicted a fairly costly battle for us here, and that's just not the case. We were able to spread out and essentially dominate the map here. This Hastati is going to get a little bit cooked here, but I've got help on the way. There we go. And we've got the capture point coming into our control. Just broke up that fight. We broke through that Italian spear, so now we can get into the rear of this fight. Good performance by all of our troops, and having combined arms was super helpful. Our cavalry was able to mop up significant numbers of enemy skirmishers that would have otherwise left us in great danger. We are taking the capture point. Yep, last couple of units are now breaking. Back up with that Equitatus so they can't shoot me from the boat. And that's going to be that, folks. We pretty well mopped up the Etruscan League.
Proud Romans all.
They've got the one ship now at sea that is
Principes.
kind of just sailing around idiotically, looking for a spot to land. Though we took the capture point. It's not a victory point, it's just a capture point. Let's fast forward. We're going to have to... That ship's got to come ashore in order for me to be able to finish it off. It looks like it is choosing maybe this landing zone. Let's give it some space so it can land, and then we'll crush it. All right, so here we go. They are now landing. I can bring... All right, done. All right, well, that's a solid victory for Octavius there. And the 3rd Legion, our Hard Rock Legion, apparently. So yeah, that's going to be a solid victory. We can loot it and get quite a bit of cash. I'm kind of considering just raising these places because we have to get the... we have to get it converted over. So I'm going to go ahead and raise it, push them out, and then that'll... Okay, the Etruscan League is finished. This will allow me to repair these... Oh, I forgot, they're already Latin culture, so I probably didn't have to raise it. But you know what? Sometimes I would say mistakes were made, but it wasn't exactly a mistake, was it? Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this episode. So good progress in the Punic War. The North African capital for Carthage is under our control. They did retake Syracuse, so we're going to have to get another legion stood up and take care of business there. But we are pushing in on Sardinia and Corsica. We'll take control of those. I'd like to get control of the Balearic Islands as well, because then we could start getting probably auxiliary Balearic slingers, which would be a really cool unit. Anyway, HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you all soon with some more action.